So today we're working with a base car, which is a 1972 Porsche 911T, which has been turned into an homologation special of the 1974 Porsche 911 RSR Turbo. What makes this so special? Well, it's street legal, of course. So the wheels and tires on this car, custom split wheels made specifically for this car. Tires, you're running the Hoosiers. At the moment they're running the wets because it's for road use, but in full race application you're looking at full slicks. Suspension, you're looking at full-on Sachs coilovers, adjustable dampening and dry light, and then a full-on elephant suspension setup for the rest, which is a company in the States that specialize in classic Porsche restorations. And then the brakes, Vari Racing floating discs front and rear with original Porsche calipers. So the side and rear windows has also been replaced with plexiglass to even further aid the weight reduction. So above these massive wheel arches, on this side there's a knocker duct forcing air onto the engine to keep it nice and cool. And on the other knocker duct, that's the actual air intake. So that's where all the air gets sucked directly into the motor. There's one massive duct running down the middle to aid for intercooler ingestion. And then on the side, there's even further air ducts to maintain a positive air pressure in the engine bay, which is very important, and to aid extra cooling. So as you can see, this car looks nothing like its 911T base. And in fact, the original creators of this car spent 3 weeks at the Porsche Museum measuring every inch of the original RSR to make sure that this build is 100% accurate. As you can see, there's a no-frills interior. Along the side, you're running the oil and fuel lines. In the middle, you got that amazingly exposed gated shift setup. And then at the bottom, you got the full aluminium race pedal box. Right, so let's quickly run through the dashboard because there really is a lot happening in here. Off to the passenger side, one of the most important systems, the fire retardant system, switch is right there. And just under that, you got the lights, turn signals, fuel pump activators. Above that, you've got the tire pressure monitor, making sure that your tire pressures are all under control. Just off to the right of that, you've got the brake bias set up front and rear, so you can make sure that your brakes are in check. Right in front of you, and probably one of the most important, is the Motec dash. Now this is connected to the ECU to give you all the readouts that you need. Just off to the right of that, you've got the boost gauge. Underneath, you've got the ignition cut switch. To the right of that, you've got the brake bias. And just across from that, and equally important, is the air duct to give fresh air for the driver. And one of the coolest features, I think, is the removable steering wheel. So you need to get out of this car at some point. Easy as that. So this is what makes the RSR so special. At the heart of it, it's a Porsche 964 3.8 litre, making a whopping 500 horsepower and 750 Newton meters, limited because of its period correctness. What makes it even more special is, besides the fact that the spec was done by Turbocraft in USA, it's proudly built and assembled by Motorcade in South Africa. This engine has seen many upgrades. Tarlton crankcase, lightweight knife edge crankshaft ready for 8,000 RPM and loads of boost, lightweight forged connecting rods and pistons, GT2 camshafts, GT3 oil pump, Garrett GTX 35R twin scroll turbocharger, turbo smart wastegates, bladder fuel pump with full multi-pump setup, billet heads with larger valves, custom intercooler setup, full Motec race ECU system, a dry sump, extreme cylinder heads and high performance injectors. Total build cost, you're looking at 900,000 Rand just on the engine alone. And the total cost of this car build is sitting at 3 million Rand. I'm here with Peter. He's the owner of this amazing machine. And we're about to go out for a bit of a quick test ride and to feel what this RSR is like and get as close as we really can to what it must have been like back in the day when these cars were launched and we're running Le Mans. I mean, it's a piece of history, and I'm happy that we've got that little bit of history here in South Africa.
So I've just been for a quick blast in the RSR, and man, my brain is still trying to catch up. The acceleration, the turbo sound, the power delivery, it's super strong just as it gets onto boost, and it's making it at such a low boost pressure. I can't believe it. They've built the engine that it's so responsive on tap. When that foot goes down, that thing just shuttles forward. It feels like you're in a spaceship. Handling, obviously, this thing is 100% done. It feels like it's tracking on a set of rails. I mean, what more do you want? This is one of only a handful of homologated RSR replicas, and possibly the best example in the world. And what's better than that? It's proudly South African.